We are back finally, dear white people. Season 2. The question is, do you use a washcloth or don't you? We will be right back.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We just want to party with the lights.
We gotta do the dance though.
We just want the money just for you. Oh my gosh. Welcome. Dancing.
Okay, come on with these lines.
Oh
Now
my
you
gosh.
gotta break into it.
What a song. I feel like we should just let it play.
But the way he pointed the gun though, those memes are killing me. Have y'all seen the memes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm half a mind about those memes.
All right, welcome back, guys. I'm trying to find the live chat. But anyways, welcome back, guys. Dear White People, Season 2, Chapters 1 and 2. We have, well, we'll see what happens next week. But we have my fellow co-hosts.
Yes.
You want to introduce yourself, Miss Light-Skinned?
I am, yes, a light-skinned black person. I don't know where that, yes, fully black, but I'm, black attack. All black today.
Black attack?
But yes, my name is Raquel Harris, and you can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV.
Oh, yes. I'm your resident half-breed on the panel.
Wow.
Nate Miller. You can find me on all social media at DogLikeNate.
Okay, come on, West Indian.
I mean, I know, but I don't know if that's like politically correct anymore.
How? What do you mean? You're Caribbean?
What, are you talking about what he just said?
No, you.
Oh, the half-breed?
Yeah.
We can say that.
Okay.
I
mean,
say it.
well, right, he can say that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we can say that anymore.
He can say that.
Yeah, okay. So, wait, what are you talking about, Korea? Oh, the music?
No, you said light-skinned, he's biracial.
Right.
We're your roots,
I didn't
girl.
know, I didn't know we were labeling ourselves.
The transatlantic
Trini, all the way. By the way, Tony, let's get that air horn ready for
You're going to need it.
yeah.
Gosh.
From last season, if y'all recall. Shout out to Trini Boy, speaking of West Indian. He hit me up on Twitter and he's like, when is it coming back? Dear White People is on Netflix. What's the deal? So shout out for, yes, we are back.
Yeah, because you guys hit my DMs up too. Like, are you coming back? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I am.
We missed a few other stuff, but this one is not to be missed. So let's hit into it. So we'll start with episode 1, Sam. Let's kind of just do like an overall, like, what do you guys think of the episode coming back? It's 2 weeks, I believe it's 2 weeks after the incident happened at the school where Troy, hit in the glass door and all this other stuff. And
he went to, what did it say? University prison.
University prison. So what do you guys think of the overall episode 1? With Sam.
I'm glad that it took its time. I feel like we haven't gotten into like the rumble and tumble of what we expect from Dear White People just yet. And so I like to see how everyone's kind of, feeling and progressing and moving on. I hate to see Reggie going through what he's going through. It's very hurtful. Because I never thought of it in that way of having those, like, that PTSD moment. So, but Sam, I just really want Sam to figure it out. I feel like she's kind of confused right now. In a lot of different ways. Okay, so Sam, after the whole incident, she's been dealing with alt-right trolls, which is kind of apropos the last maybe year and a half.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of
there's one main troll.
There's one main troll, but people are assuming it's bots. We don't know who this, if it is a bot, if it's a real person. Sam is thinking it's somebody on the campus, so we'll see what happens. But it's something, and then that whole overnight rant where she's going back and forth. I've been sucked in the vortex, not for that long. Maybe like I might give you 15 minutes, and I'm like, you know what, I'm out. So, but definitely. Somebody said it, I can't remember, it might have been either one of your interviews or something, where it's just like, you've never changed anybody's opinion on Twitter going back and forth.
Well, she says that in the show.
Oh, maybe that's where it was.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nate.
She says, Sam, look, like, all this talking you've done, have you actually changed anyone's mind?
Right. And the thing is, I feel like at this point in our lives, like, I feel like we all have a foundation of thought that we've stuck with for some time. And it's very hard to change people's minds when you've been conditioned for so long to believe something, which is why I feel like racism exists in the first place.
Right.
So when you are dealing with someone who is going to post a picture of you, and your mother. I feel like that's that person that you just have to say, you know what? I'm not going to shed a tear. This person is ignorant. Right. Let me move on with my life.
And that's the issue. It's like, there's no problem with going back and forth with your beliefs. But when you start attacking people, and that's the biggest issue I have, especially with, Twitter and, the Twitter trolls, is like, they really don't have anything legitimate to say. They're hating, and then it escalates to a point where now they're bringing in the person's looks and all type of racial stereotypes, where you can legitimately have a great conversation and you may agree to disagree, but it could be on an intelligent level.
You just have to be able to look at what's happening and recognize if it's an argument or if it's a discussion. Because an argument is going to get you nowhere. It's going to get you these personal insults, things of that nature. But a discussion with two people who even may not agree but are actually there just to see the other person's perspective. Well, why do you feel that way? That's going to get you something completely different. And
that's the whole other thing. I don't know if you guys believe this, but you have a culture where they, you just read the headline. So one of the headlines today, for you guys who don't know, I work for TMZ. So one of the headlines of the stories was Chris Brown is in trouble again. And if you read the story, it's not Chris Brown who raped the lady. It was one of his friends. It was in his residence, but it was one of his friends. But you read it, if you just read the headline, you automatically think it's Chris Brown. Obviously, you're going to think he's done it. And it's just the same thing with the picture and him with the other chick. So it's just one of those things where we're in this culture where you just read the Twitter headline and you're taking it for what it's worth, and you watch a particular program and you're just listening to all of that, where there's a certain percent of us, and even if we're, as far as media-wise, we're not getting the TV time to have an intelligent conversation and be on both sides of the playing field. Meaning that, you might not be all the way Democrat, and you might not be all the way Republican. You might have a little bit of both, but you don't see those people getting the time. You see people like,
and
Kanye's friend.
Yeah, well, and I just feel like, too, we don't have to label things, because there's some things that people might say that I believe that are more conservative, and others that I might be more liberal on, but you don't have to say, oh, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. You just agree with what you agree with and what makes the most sense to you. And then, like, for me, I feel like a good example is a lot of people don't agree with minimum wage being $15. A lot of people go to college and they feel like they've invested so much time and money that why is someone who didn't do that getting paid more than I am out of college? But someone from that opposite end might understand it from another way, whereas someone else who has had another experience, they're going to feel differently. So,
and the whole thing with that, I was actually talking to my friends, so for you guys who are just joining us for the very first time. So I'm from Canada. They actually raised the minimum wage, I think, by $3 or $4. She's a small business owner, and she had to lay off people. So they got what they wanted, but now some people aren't working, or they had to cut their hours. So I think people are not looking at both sides, but it also comes with education and all this other stuff, which brings us into all these kids are in this Ivy League school, and they're dealing with this incident where somebody burned down Davis House, and now all these colonizers are all these colonizers are now in AP, and they have the random yoga, they have black and white Bible studies,
gentrification.
They have a lot of stuff happening. They have the oh my God, what is it, the grits with the sugar? They brought that in.
Okay, so but that was such a black conversation, and I like that they intro the episode to that, because that was a very big moment in the black community for a while. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, because so you'll have to educate me, because grits wasn't part of my dietary.
You're a black culture?
Yeah.
Was it a part of yours?
Not voluntarily.
Oh, well, mine was voluntarily. I love grits.
Not a grits.
We do sugar and butter over here. I don't know what that salt and pepper is. I've never tried it, though.
Sugar and butter? Butter is savory, so...
Sugar and butter makes it sweeter. It's so good.
Okay.
Oh, anyway, I don't know what people... I've never tried salt and pepper and grits, so I can't say that I don't like it until I try it, but I was raised on sugar and butter grits.
I wonder if it's like a state by state thing.
I don't think. I mean, I'm from the Midwest,
It's
Southern
definitely,
Midwest.
yeah, more of a Southern thing.
With the salt or the sugar or the...
just
But like
grits
cream of
in
wheat,
general.
Well, I know grits to me is, well, this may sound ignorant. Grits to me, everywhere I've been in the U.S. as far as dealing with black Americans, everybody knows that. So it just feels like it's anywhere there's black people, there's grits. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, are they salt or sweet?
Yes.
Right.
That's
it just
the
depends on
question.
what you
The
want.
divide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that's happening now. People have to bunk together. It's just a situation. Sam is dealing with a lot of emotions. She just lost her white bae. Where do you think Sam's mentality is at this point in the show?
She's still in love with him. It's obvious that she's still in love with him.
But is she conflicted?
No? I mean, she's definitely conflicted, because she has a white father. So I don't think she's ever going to be, which we saw that conflict with her father too, saying something that was inconsiderate and not the most thought out phrase to say.
Wait, what did he say?
When they were on FaceTime,
chat, yeah.
and he said something about her being angry or her not wasting her time or something like that.
What he said was, when you're young, this is the best time of your life. Try not to make it difficult, is what he said. And the only word that she heard was difficult.
But it was irresponsible. It was irresponsible to say it that way.
I think it's irresponsible of her to automatically assume that he's calling her difficult when that's verbatim not what he said. She is an intelligent woman.
Yes.
Now, as a child of a parent, I get it. You don't want to hear your parents telling you that stuff. I get that upset part, but I don't think that he was, I don't know. I can see how you would think that him not thinking it through all the way would be kind of reckless, but I think his message was a fine statement.
I think his message was fine, but his delivery was not. Saying that you don't want them to make it difficult, they're not. They're sticking up for themselves. And for me, if I see my kids sticking up for themselves, no, don't waste your time going back and forth with a troll.
Right.
But he's also talking about everything else that's happened.
Other stuff too, yeah.
Right. So I think that if I were talking to my child, I'd say, like, the conversation that the dean had with Reggie was so great, and he has always been an example of what black people they frown upon. So him having that walk with Reggie and explaining to him, hey, we have to learn how to fight our battles. We have to learn how to address our battles because unfortunately the authorities are not on our side. So all I'm saying is, as a white father, I think that he chose his words wrong because he doesn't understand it. No matter what, no matter if he marries a black woman, if he has a black child, he's still not going to understand and be able to relate to that experience. So not saying that he I'm sure he meant well, but I'm just saying that his words were not the best way to be phrased.
But that's where it also leads to dealing with people in general. So,
right.
You have, so first off, did you think it was the word in particular linked with the fact that she is half black, or you just think it's the word in particular even if she wasn't black?
Even if she wasn't black.
Okay.
I think that it just wasn't the right way to phrase what you were trying to say.
And so that's what I think this is what we deal with on a bigger level. So, there's issues that, we, or half of we, the collective we that we deal with, and words that are used that we might take as offensive, and then we get upset about it.
Right.
And then that person has no clue, what's going on.
Right.
So it's almost one of those situations where, you have to explain it. It's like, look, this is a situation. This is how. This is why I felt this way. Whatever. And if they're willing to listen to it, great.
Exactly.
If they're not, at least you made your statement. And if they do it again, then you can feel free to cuss them out.
It was also like the worst time for him to call her to. The timing, like she was already
irritated,
and not happy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah. I just think that she should, if her response.
I think on a good morning, she would have been like, haha, okay, Dad.
I think that her response should have been, Dad.
Right.
Like, for instance, when my dad says, you can always come home if you want to, from LA. And he doesn't understand that that's an indirect way of saying, I believe in you, but
yeah,
I don't know if this is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And parents do that a lot with their children. And I'm not saying that he's a bad father. He's a great father.
Right.
He's in an Ivy League school. But at the same time, there are certain things that we don't understand because we are not going through them. And so we can be a little bit selfish in how we say things.
Right. And but obviously with Sam's father, he obviously cares about her.
Yeah.
And, he had that really great quirk where he's like, can you see me? Like, what's...
Yeah, he's an everyday dad.
Little...
aside from him being white, he's a dad. It doesn't matter.
Now, do you think Sam, because it seems like she's spending not too much time. Like, obviously we all have our battles, right?
Yeah.
But it's almost like she's letting it eat her to the point where she can't enjoy it. Because when you look back, you want to look back at, okay, I made progress. I used that progress to get to where I want to go. But you also want to look back, like, because for my folks who are in college, high school, anywhere below college, enjoy it, because this adult-ish, whether you have money or not, sucks balls. So
enjoy college.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where, did you not enjoy college?
I didn't go to college.
You didn't go to college? What did you do?
I went to film school, so I was...
So it's kind of like college.
Kind of, not really.
Not
Whatever, Nate.
No, I agree with you, though.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Because there comes a point where, like,
real life hits you in the face.
Yeah.
And I think that's why,
suck.
just like the perspective of what he could have been looking at, trying to see from her perspective, she also can look at it from his perspective of the whole life that he's lived and stuff that he's had to deal with when he was younger, and now he's an adult. And when you're an adult and you have kids, you want them to not have to do what you did.
But unfortunately, you can't
You can't live their life.
You can't live their life for them.
Sometimes you have to learn the lesson.
Right. You have to. It's like you can't all those things that your parents told you. And then you look back, like there's this one thing I put on my my Insta story 2 or 3 days ago, and I remember one of my very first mentors. He's like, "You have to work twice as hard to get what you want."
Absolutely.
And I got it, but I didn't really get it. And then I got it recently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you have 2 strikes against you. You're a woman and you're black.
Right, but then it's also that navigating. Like
Yeah.
that nobody can teach you that navigating. People
Yeah.
can help you out, but nobody could teach you that navigating until you experience
Someone's
it.
going to be there in the room with you.
Right. And it's like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
And dealing with people who don't understand it. Dealing with people that where now you're the minority. And even I can't remember what interview I was watching, but even the thing where you do the nod thing when you see other black people, it's like that's just what we do. But to me, I also take it that like if shit we're gonna pop off, then we're together on it.
Oh, I was like, wait, the head nod.
Yeah, like when you see somebody coming down and they're black, you're like, okay, what's up? And it's one of those things where if it's just the two of us and something happens, then it's gonna be the two of us.
Well, I think there's always a nonverbal communication that black people have with one another, just in life in general. Like when we're on the trains and we see something stupid happen, and we know that we share that same humor. Because I feel like there's one strong like sense of humor that black people have that we all share, and just life experiences in general. So like I feel like we always make that connection. Period. So
now here's the question.
Even with biracial.
Yeah, that's actually my question. So it didn't happen this episode, but still. Sam is
She gets the tweet though. The guy.
She gets the tweet. Sam is biracial. I don't know if you guys saw the Breakfast Club interview.
We did. Oh, I did.
I did too. So the Breakfast Club interview. So Logan, who plays Sam, she is both her parents are black. But what she never said was she was actually adopted, and her mom is white and her dad's black, and she's never met them. And she literally started tearing up.
Yeah.
She
and
did not say that when she was here.
Well, she didn't.
I asked her, could we say it? And she said that she's not comfortable.
Yeah. So she literally just said it on the Breakfast Club like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And this is the first time this is an exclusive that no one's ever heard.
So my question to you, as far as dealing, in navigating in this world, obviously I'm assuming people see you as black. That's why I see you as. I mean, it's LA. They might think you're Puerto Rican.
If I shave my hair and my beard, I can do it. Yeah.
So dealing with that, do you and talking to? I'm guessing you also have black friends. I don't want to assume. Was there a difference as far as navigating through the world?
100%.
So do you think is there a thing where once white people know that you're half white, do they talk to you a different way, or do they still talk to you like you're black?
I mean,
once white people know that he's half white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes. It's tough. It's like you feel like you don't belong in either world. Like I hang out with the black kids, I'm not black enough for the black kids. I hang out with the white kids, and all of a sudden I'm like the blackest person they know. Or it goes the other way of where if I, God forbid, I talk about hip hop or anything urban, then it's like, well, Nate, come on, we know you're half white. Don't forget. Or in school they used to say that I was black on the outside, white on the inside. Oreo, zebra, panda, Milano.
I got caught an Oreo though.
I did too.
I've got all of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well,
it's also tough being an educated black person too, because there are a lot of us, and even in our age range too, who are educated, but then they still choose to speak in Ebonics or in certain dialects. And not to say that makes someone unintelligent, but the perception is that you're less intelligent. So then I walk into the room and speak the way I speak, and it's like, well, Nate's not really black.
Yeah, it's...
Well, see, I like to speak in Ebonics every now and again, but I'm also a multifaceted human being. So, and I also have different...
Well, I do it too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I learned to, I learned to black it up when I was hanging out, because it was either that or get beat up or made fun of.
How did you?
It's tough. I'm actually really glad that they are talking about this this season, this show, because it was kind of hinted at last season, but they didn't really cover it. It's so frustrating being biracial in the black community, because imagine. Like as soon as you're finally in and everyone's like, then there's always someone who's like, well, hold on now.
Right.
And that's unfortunate, because for me personally, I had 2 biracial friends. And they didn't struggle with it. The only time that they struggled with it was when a black girl who didn't have the certain texture or loose coiled hair who would get jealous. And so maybe because I was on the other side of that spectrum of blackness too, because I was light skinned, so people just assumed, oh, she's either biracial or she's the good looking black girl. So I never thought of any of that. I thought, like, I have dark skinned friends, I have dark skinned family members, I have light skinned family members. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But they were more comfortable being with someone who looked similar to them, but they still wanted to have black friends. And my high school was predominantly black, so they really didn't have a choice anyway. But this one girl tried to cut one of my biracial friends' hair because they were jealous of her, like, just because of that. And, like, one girl told me that I needed to get a perm in order for my hair to look a certain way. And I was like, no, I'm going to stay natural and nappy until forever.
Oh, so you've never permed your hair?
I've never permed my hair.
Oh, wow. That's
never.
impressive.
This is a whole bonnet sleigh today. So yeah, okay, because you gotta do the conditioner
explain.
with the water, and then you have like a slick back, and then you tie a wrap. Nate saw me post or pre-show time.
It's a whole thing.
It is a whole
But
thing.
it works. The process works.
It does,
It's very
and then
good.
you gotta lay your edges and make it cute, and then it's nice. And it's cute, and you can do curly froze. I'm very happy that black women are starting to be more accepting of themselves naturally, because I've always been that way. But I also had a strong father figure who loved me first and told me, "Look, you're beautiful, nappy, straight, whatever you want to do."
Right.
And also, too, black women need to understand that you also come in different sizes and shapes when it comes to your hair. There are some black women who are born with straight hair, so don't think that you trying
and
to
gray eyes.
Yeah, exactly. My little cousin is all black, blackity black, with blue eyes. And you have to understand that you created that gene. No one else created it. You were the first human being that stepped on this planet. So, but yeah, moving forward, because we'll get, far into it.
Too deep.
Okay?
I love you guys. You guys are.
Hey.
I love this show. It brings up great discussions.
It
that people
does.
don't talk
Amongst
about.
black people.
Yeah. And that was the thing that they said in that Breakfast Club interview. They were just saying that it's no longer, the first one is almost like a message. Like if white folks, and I highly doubt the ones who should be watching and watched it. But the first one is like a message, and this one is literally, strip away the color per se, it's the experiences.
Exactly.
So if it was, a Hispanic group of individuals dealing with it, obviously the experiences might be a little bit different, but there's still going to be an understanding as far as everything that's going on. Which moves me on to let's hit episode 2 with Reggie. So let me just give you the backstory. So it was at TMZ last year, and we were talking, and then Van said, "Oh yeah, like there's just a difference. They don't use washcloths." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, that is interesting though.
What do you use, Nate?
I don't use a washcloth.
So you just use your hands?
Hands and soap.
What,
Sometimes
Nate?
I have like the little axe scrubber that I use sometimes, but
Okay.
I don't need to get all of that all the time.
I don't know if you want to divulge your business. So which side is black and which side is white?
My dad is black.
And then who did you live with?
Both. My parents got divorced when I was young. That kind of bounced between both. I lived with my mom for a few years, and then I lived with my dad more recently. Yeah.
Does your dad use?
He does use a washcloth. He does, which I always thought was gross because he uses the same washcloth and throws it back in the shower.
But your hands ain't getting all that grum and scum off. It's not.
And the towel that you use over and over again.
But you can wash it. So look,
It's what's
you
called
get in the
washcloth.
shower. You put the Dove soap or you Axe or whatever you prefer to use.
I am very clean.
And no,
with
I'm
my
not saying
hands.
you don't.
If it
No.
works for white people, it works for me.
All I'm saying,
and repost.
Look, hey.
There it is. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, no washcloth over here. I thought that was hilarious, though.
And
Yeah.
that's a thing.
I didn't know it was.
cultural
I
differences.
really didn't know it was a thing. You know why I didn't think it was a thing? Because when you go to hotels, they give you washcloths. So I just assumed.
I use them at hotels though, because those are clean.
Are they?
Yes, you know
But
how much bleach they use.
But you can get a pack of washcloths.
Throwaways.
You know how much work that is.
Look, you know what, Nate? We're just trying to suggest,
right.
a clean.
You know what? I'll try it for a week and we'll see how it goes.
Well, I don't know.
I'll
Well,
report
do you
back
use a
to
washcloth? Because I use the scrubs now. Like I've advanced.
I use a washcloth.
Okay.
I have several that I can choose from. So if there's one day, I have a separate one for my makeup and I have a separate one.
Oh yeah,
for
I have
my
one for my
body.
makeup. Yeah. So.
But do you, Nate? It really doesn't matter.
No, yeah,
as long as you
doesn't.
cool.
I was just baffled because I thought at this point that I've like seen, like I've known like the differences. Like, you know, some people like take shoes when they like I grew
I
up.
take my shoes off.
Yeah, I thought I wouldn't be surprised. So like,
But that's
for instance,
American culture though. American culture does not take their shoes off.
well,
I do not know why.
Well, they do that in Canada too. So I grew up in a household where you take your shoes off, and that's just what we do. And then I think some point in my life where it's like, oh, like they don't. So now when I go to people's houses, I always ask. But I literally thought that I got to a point where it's just like, you know, there's the differences, and then there's something that's, you know, no matter who you are,
universal, right?
Universal. And I was and literally that was last year. So much to the point that I actually posted it on the episode on my Instagram talking about it. So Reggie brings it, and he's talking to a psychologist or psychiatrist about the whole incident after, you know, getting a gun pointed to his face.
I have a question about that moment. So when he was talking to a psychiatrist and he said, but you're not thinking of killing yourself, why did Reggie laugh?
Because if he said that, then he would have to commit him, which would be which would be good for the school, because it shows that they're taking action with their students.
Okay.
So at any time, like that's the only time a psychiatrist can breach their, you know,
Right.
So if they feel that you're
harm to themselves or harm to somebody else.
Exactly. So
Right.
that's one thing. And then I think Reggie laughed at it because it's like, I don't think the psychiatrist realized how strong of a people we are, if that makes sense.
I think Reggie laughed because he wasn't talking about killing himself. He was making a statement about something else and just said, "Oh, like I would kill myself,"
Right.
and that was all the therapist heard.
Right.
You're gonna kill yourself, are you? Like, no,
Right.
he just ignored every other thing that he said.
Right. Which
Which is not what you want from your therapist.
Right. Okay. Cool, cleared it up for me.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of a number of different things, but then I was like, I don't want to assume.
At least I think that's why.
Well,
That's
I mean,
how
I
read
think
it.
that's one thing too, but I can't. There's so many shows.
It seemed
in my
like
head.
he the whole thing was a joke to him.
Yeah.
Even in his reminder, it was like fucking therapy.
Well, even that, but it's just kind of like, this is where sometimes you need somebody who knows your plight.
yes.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, he should have had a black psychiatrist.
Yeah.
But you know they don't have one on that campus.
But okay, well, you need to. My thing is, it's 2018. We need to start understanding that everyone has. Obviously, we all have different experiences because of a lot of things that are going on in society right now.
Right.
Race relations are at a just all-time low.
Compared to last year when we did the show to this year, it's a whole
so
different beast. Yeah.
different, and because of one person. Well, not really one person, but him being the leader of those people.
Well, the good thing with that one person. Thanks, Tony.
No.
The good thing with that person is that Jay-Z did an interview and he talked about the fact that because of this particular person, now we are having the discussions. But the only problem with the discussions is that we're not listening to each other.
Is he like Voldemort? Is that what's going on?
Well, you
Not
know.
saying his name?
Well, I mean,
45.
I was hopping off of, you know, Raquel's thing. So, you know, Reggie's trying to deal with this. He's trying to go different ways of dealing with this. I don't think they said it was PTSD, but it is PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
Any type of, you know, horrific event that happens in your life, you're gonna feel it. And people, especially Black people, I'm so glad that Charlamagne talks about this on the show. He goes to counseling. Like it's in the Black community, it was such a big thing not
It's
to do that.
Yeah.
So,
It's still a stigma.
yeah, it's still a stigma, but for the fact that people that are on, you know, bigger platforms talk about it, it's a really good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Getting
moving
there.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're progressing definitely.
So he's decided to try to progress in different ways. So the first way was, you know, drugs. The second way was multiple women. Good on him, you know.
Okay.
Tasting the fruit.
And then so like with them being all white women, I was just trying to figure out that moment. But then the girl in his bed, was she Black? I think she was.
There
Black.
was a variety.
It's a right. Well, there are more. There
There
are
was
more.
another ethnic. person
There were
in
more white women, and speaking to because I think you went to
a
HBCU.
PWI. I didn't.
Oh,
I went to a predominantly white institute.
Oh, is that what they call it? Oh, my bad.
PWIs.
Okay, well, I went to Oregon. So I guess that's what it's called. But that's what my experience there is. The Black guys would go with the white girls because it was just easier.
It is. Well, they will tell you that. I have so many Black friends. I'm not saying all. Look. It is what it is. We can be emotional about it, but it's facts over feelings for me.
And on top of that, too, if you go to school with the majority of the population, just on a numbers scale, if you're sleeping with the white chick from this sorority and you're sleeping with another one from over there, the likelihood of them meeting each other is not going to happen.
Right.
But the 20 Black people that are in the college, like
They're all gonna know each other.
They're all gonna know each other.
Yeah.
Or if they don't know, somebody will know somebody. So
I guess I just never had that moment where I was like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of white people. I guess I gotta date a white guy.
Well, I think you also have to see the other side too. You know, daddy's little white girl who's off to college now, never seen a black man. And it's a fetish. Martin on the basketball team.
Martin,
not Tyrone.
No, I was trying not to be too.
Oh, okay. I
was trying somewhere in the middle. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was gonna say Trayvon, but it might have been too much.
It'll always be too soon.
Yeah,
for that one.
Yeah.
Too soon with that.
Yeah.
So he does the women, he does the drugs. Finally, he talks to the dean, and the dean has a really, if you notice, like the dean's conversation, how he treats his son versus how he treats, is two totally different. Like the dean is more who he is, and you can see, which is what. I don't know if people can teach this, but you can kind of see when he puts the mask on versus when he takes the mask off.
Yeah,
of course.
You're talking about code switching.
Code switching. Yeah.
We saw it.
Yeah.
That was what that was for.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was like, "You're darn
right. I will."
And then the crazy thing is, like, you don't have to. Like, you could be a Cardi B. You could be a Cardi B, and that's who you are, and like that's your personality. No, I'm just saying, I like Cardi B.
I like Cardi B too.
I love Cardi B
has
too,
a
but
very unique situation.
And
her.
She does. No, she does. I'm not taking that away.
Opportunities and positions and places, and
and also people think she's dumber than she is.
Well, the thing is, code switching, and I mean
Jimmy
as
Fallon.
in having to, because code switching can be a variety. It doesn't even have to involve race. It's just you not wanting to be yourself in front of this particular group,
right?
Or not feeling as comfortable as you would. So for me, when I know, like, there are certain conversations that I would rather not have with certain groups, unless it's on a platform like this, because I feel like this is that moment where we can talk about it, and it's not like black people. The reason that we code switch is because it's like, okay, well, I'm uncomfortable. This might jeopardize my life. This might jeopardize the situation that I'm in. Whereas Cardi B is my, and listen, he is the queen. He is the queen. I understand. But yeah, no, I just feel like black people code switch for different reasons than white people code switch.
Well, I don't.
But again, going
white
back
people,
to the
white people code switch.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
They do it the same way that we do.
It's for different reasons. It's for different reasons.
It's like the Obama thing of the handshake, fist bump.
Yes.
That's code switching.
Yes.
When the white guy goes, "What's up, brother?" That's code switching.
Yeah, but that is not, to me, that is them trying to that's them trying to fit in because they feel uncomfortable.
That's what I did.
That's what I'm saying.
When I went to go hang out with the black kids,
they don't do it very well.
Yeah. No, of course not. Well, they don't understand.
It's
It's easier for us because
I think that's the problem. It's
they're not taught. They're not taught black culture like we're taught white American culture. It's easier for us to go. This is how they want these things done. This is how they want this to be said because that's what we're taught is the right way.
God, and everything that they get is stereotypes.
Yes, all they get is hip hop and loving hip hop and
when they talk of Caribbean, it's like the one Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
It's terrible Jamaican accent.
Wagwan.
Even though there's a bunch of islands.
And then see, like, well, we'll get into that another day, but it's just so many different spectrums of blackness that there's subgenres within blackness. Like, for instance, I had a very unpopular opinion about Beyonce's Greek performance. Not saying that.
Oh, were you on Black Twitter that night she went on? Because me and Kiki were on. I didn't see you. Where were you at?
Twitter. I gotta get better with Twitter. I'm like an IG person.
Black Twitter was lit. Like,
no, Black Twitter was lit. No, Black Twitter was.
You on Black Twitter, Nick?
I didn't. Is it a separate Twitter URL? Is it?
It's a hashtag.
I'm kidding. Yes.
Okay, I was like,
yes.
wait. What
I'm there. I'm kind of like in the back, like watching though.
Well, I mean, as long as you know you're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm there. I read it. Yeah.
We
I was
are
there
one.
for all the Beychella stuff.
Just check it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even just people talking about
Why you?
how that whole
No, that's fine.
show was.
What?
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
No, not you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great performance. I want to just call out that the conversation that Troy and Reggie had with Clint is his name.
Oh wait, the roommate.
No. The guy who
the
pastiche?
for pastiche. Yeah.
I thought that was great. It was cool to see them like interacting like people.
Right.
It felt a little stiff in the first season, and I liked that they were able to like joke with each other,
right.
especially between Reggie and Troy, them calling him Carlton, and calling him Frederick Douglass. It was really
I
funny.
liked Lena Waithe's cameo.
Oh my gosh.
I was so here for it, and her Met Gala outfit was just amazing. But like, Lena really spoke to, because there was a part where I can't think of his name, but the one that plays Al, he had a moment where they were all watching it together, because and the white people were together, black people were together, and someone actually told me, we had a conversation about Cardi B in particular, not to bring her up again, but white people enjoy Cardi B for different reasons that black people
Of course
enjoy
they do.
Cardi
Of course
B.
they do.
Okay, I'm glad. Okay, you know, I didn't know if that was something.
Just look at the. I've spoken to a lot of people about this, and it's me being more emotional for her because obviously she's a very
Yeah.
smart woman. But look at that Jimmy Fallon when she was co-hosting.
Yes. Okay. So uncomfortable. So cringeworthy.
Yeah, but
I just feel like they're mocking her.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're making her the butt of the joke, and it's just not funny because what?
But
Go
she
ahead,
knows what
Nate.
she's doing.
This is a whole different podcast.
Yeah.
It is, but well,
Yeah.
my point. But yeah, I just think that I don't know. I just think we have a lot of conversations that we need to have with one another, and I'm glad that Dear White People brings it up because and now we're starting to get more of the white perspective,
Right?
Because like Reggie's roommate, I thought he was very interesting in his line where he said, "Well, I didn't know you then, so you'd had to know me to care about my struggle."
Yeah.
Like-
That's no different than, you know, the whole Black Lives Matter thing. It's just like it's not until you know or just take it away from race. It's like the people who support charities, right? Suddenly now their wife dies of cancer, and now
Right.
they're backing cancer, which is fine. But it's like you weren't really going hard for cancer, much less giving them $20. But now it's I think it's more of a humanistic thing. It's unfortunate, but that's where, you know, the community has to take care of each other, but also you have to take care of yourself in a certain way that you have to see certain things and look at betterment versus, you know,
Right.
other things.
We should care about it. Everybody.
We should, but you know, I think we have to start with this a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
This whole nother podcast. The last thing before I end off with predictions, Joelle, she sings a beautiful song called Tyrone. They're at the comedy spot. It kind of does open mic type stuff. Do you think they're gonna hook up? Do you think
No,
Reggie sees it?
I
Do you
don't-
think Reggie saw it and then he just missed his opportunity because he's like, oh, what do you want to do after this?
I think she's tired of his shit, like she said. Like I think. Oh, and this really brings up a conversation between the relationship with black men and black women because it is just a struggle bus. Okay, it really is, and we'll just have to get into it next week because it really.
We never have enough time. I think
We
I think
don't.
Tony's right. We might have to do a show.
Yeah, we know
Or
because
even
Go ahead.
if we would do these one episode at a time.
I tried doing that last year. It was
Yeah. Well, you tell us what you want to do in the comments
Yes.
because then that'll
Please.
maybe push something forward.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I just think Joelle and Reggie. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
If Joelle wants it to happen, then that's just her being another black woman who's wanting this relationship to happen with a
Right.
black man, and it's just not happening. And I think she should
wait,
just
wait,
move
wait.
on.
I
So
think
are
they're
you
great together.
So are you saying that her wanting a relationship with a black man and she should move on? And if that move on is a white man, would you be okay with that? Because last year you said
No,
something different.
no, I'm all for black love. So
Okay.
if people do you do what you want to do, but don't ask me how I feel about it. That's all I'm gonna say. Well,
Damn.
no, I'm just saying, don't ask me how I feel about it
'Cause she'll
because
tell you.
I'm gonna tell you, and if you don't like it, then that's on you.
You asked.
Right. So, but no, I just think Joelle is black men. This is stats are more likely to date outside their race than black women will, and that's for a number of different reasons. And Joelle, I think, is feeling that anger and animosity towards Reggie because, as we saw in the collage or the him dating
She
all
really-
sleeping with all the white women, we know it.
But she didn't know anything about that. I think one of
She
the things
didn't.
is that one of the things with Reggie, I think she did know that Reggie and Sam slept together. So that's where there was a whole issue with that. I think that's more. I don't think it's a white woman because I don't think he knew. I don't think she knew anything other than the one that came and sat beside him. I don't think she knows his escapades.
I kind of do. But I think that it's kind of like that thing that's just unspoken. And on top of that, Troy was doing the too, and he was like, it was kind of like, oh well, it's vagina, and we all see it as vagina, and that's fine. But there's an underlying message.
I wish we had these advanced systems where they have the pop up and somebody puts like what the person's face is saying because it's hilarious. So now last question: do you think if the white woman didn't sit with Joelle and he enjoyed the song, do you think she would have left with him, or do you think it would have been?
Yes.
Yeah.
Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I think that Sam is going to finally have a conversation with Gabe. I think that they're going to try to rekindle their relationship. I don't know if she's completely comfortable with it. I do, and I think that her parents, first, I don't know why, I think her parents are going to come visit the college and just figure out what's going on. And yeah, and I think, It's so hard because we can all watch it ahead, but we can't.
I already did, so I'm not gonna
right.
Before Nate gives his predictions, Tony, can you just cue up that reggae horn? We have a little, like, 1 minute thing after the predictions, and then we're out. So just letting you know so you're not, like, scrambling. All right, so Nate, predictions.
My predictions are just, I think that Gabe is going to either sleep with or have some type of relationship with that other black woman that we saw in the documentary class. There was a line that he has where
he's making her, like, trying to make her jealous.
But
though.
there's a line that he has where when he's come in the first time he bumps into Reggie, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" Or he's like, "Oh, are you moving in here too?" He's like, "No, I just," and then he decides not to say it, and he just kind of moves on. And with the way the show is written, there's no way that is just a throwaway line.
You're gonna see it somewhere
so
else.
I think that's what that is alluding to. I'm interested to see how Reggie is going to handle this season. Also. Yeah, there's a lot to see what's gonna happen. I don't really know. Everything's kind of up in the air. I like how the season started a lot.
Now just at the end of it, just reminding because I don't want to give it away. Was Reggie doing an interview at the end of the season?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so what I did like about that was that did he say everything? Actually, I'm going to say it for next week. I don't think
he only said a few things.
All right, disregard. All right, so we always end the end of the episodes with a little segment called Dear White People, which I think we should go back in the archives and actually do a little montage and put it up on social media.
That'd be cute.
So many good gems.
Good
idea.
Too bad we don't have like a editor. We'll try to get somebody to do something. But you wanna
Sure.
kick it off. So how it goes, Tony, is Raquel's gonna say something. Then you just hit the. Well, I mean, if you're feeling it, if you're not feeling it, then don't give it to her. It's by emotion based.
Let me feel it.
Well, honestly, my message is for black people. Dear black people, love on yourselves. Don't ask for anyone else, or don't look for someone else to love on you, because you are all the love that you need. You're all the intelligence and the knowledge that you need. You don't need anyone except for yourself to move forward in life, and learn to invest in yourselves and protect one another for sure. Like, emphasis on protect, highlight, bold, italicize, underline it, protect one another. Black women and black men, we need each other, and we have to build one another up in order to progress.
Oh, damn.
It's a tough act to follow.
And then, I know. Then adds, damn, okay.
All right. Dear all people, being biracial or multiracial is okay. If you have to respect where people come from. You can't look at someone and assume what they are. You can't ascribe things to them. We're living in a world that very soon everyone is going to be mixed, and that's going to be okay.
The
you
beige
don't have
community.
to be scared.
I mean, you guys are already a part of it.
I'm not. But no shade. Like, we were just talking about this outside the studio. We all, I'm sure, have white in us somewhere, and even you possibly too.
I know. My mom is
Right.
lighter than you, so we good. I already know that, but I just like calling you light skinned because it irritates you.
Just black. Just Negro over here.
Dear white people, it's kind of piggybacking off of that. My thing is, like we were saying before, is that we have the benefit of being around white cultures all over us, so we know how to interact with it. Just because you see certain things on TV doesn't mean you have to assume that they are that person. Just because they are not smiling does not mean that they are not happy. Please stop asking me if I'm okay, because I am very much okay, and if I weren't okay, I would not tell you. So please do not do that.
And TK got some popping earrings on. Her Black Lives Matter owl out here doing the thing owl.
So that's just really annoying. I don't know if any other race feels that way, but speaking to all my black girlfriends, that's just a thing. So just, unless you see me crying and on the floor, that's probably the only time that you need to ask me if I'm okay. Other than that, I just keep moving because that's just how I do.
Leave me alone, is what she wants to say.
Thank you.
Feel a little lighter now?
Yeah, I do. It's just, like I said, you do have to work twice as hard, and you will not get that concept until you are in the midst of it.
Yeah.
And then, at the point where I'm a very athletic person, you want to feel like you want to cut some people and punch them in their face. You can't do that. So you have to use your mentality and your brain and get it all together.
TK trains me on the side, actually, everybody.
Other than that, thank you guys. Oh, wait, where can everybody find you?
You can find me everywhere at Raquel Harris TV, and also watch me in an hour because I will be doing the Star After Show.
You can find me at all social media at DogLikeNate. That's dog with 2 G's. I'm doing a couple other shows right now. If you're into video games, check out Inventory Full PT on Twitch every Monday at 6. And if you watch Westworld, the best show on TV, we do that on Sunday at 8 o'clock. Come check it out.
I'm almost actually feeling a possible show. So if you guys are feeling like a separate show from this show, talking about issues, all that good stuff, let us know.
Yeah.
Drop it in the box. If you guys are feeling it, then that might be something we want to, work towards, because, putting the show together is not easy. So if nobody's going to watch it, then there's really no point. Other than that, you can find me.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. You can watch me on TMZ, talking some ish, just trying to
popping caps, doing gang shit.
All that good stuff, defending Canadians, West Indians, and Black folks.
And biracial people, too.
And biracial people, too.
Everybody.
Just everybody black.
Everybody. But yeah, you will catch us next week. Like I said, we'll just see who shows up. Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos,
Expressed herein are
Keven
those of the host only
Undergaro,
and do not
Phil
necessarily
Svitek,
reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.